3 of our great 4cc Sizable Summer Slog. We go through our last group stage or quarterfinal match of B versus T. The winner of that will play Y and the second semi-final, and then starting from next week we'll start killing some teams off. Good fun, good excitement. Ooh, oh, what was that? That was a bit weird.
Why am I in the commentary booth?
Why
Hello,
you...
everybody.
Oh, I forgot. That explains that. I didn't. Hey, do you want to commentate cricket with me? I guess.
No, I don't know anything about cricket. That's the problem. I don't think I will be a good commentator. I just woke up here. I was dozing off from the alcohol poisoning.
Ah, all right. Well,
Let me make my exit, and everyone have a very, very good day.
I'll use the other booth. How about that? We can do that. That was a bit strange. Oh well, let's play some games. So B versus T. As we get into this game, a nice game of 2020. As you can see, the squads here: Triforce, Rectamute, and 60 Spider-Man opening for B. 99.8%. Never, ever fucking paying Adobe. For T. As we'll see, the captains make the toss. 4:30 local time, hard pitch. Ideally, you would like to bat first before it softens up. As see the teams. T has caught tails, and tails is the call. They should bat first. They've chosen to bowl, which is a bit surprising here. But here we go. Not anymore. Line wire to start, spin bowler, Triforce to face. Looking to find the gap, but they'll get a single to start it off. Anthems. Next time. We'll do anthems when we start going into the knockouts. Rex debut here. Yeah, we'll do anthems from next week when we have the knockout games. As we go through the upper bracket here, there's no need for that sort of excitement. Ideally, going through the knockouts as well, we'll have the teams line up better. We'll remove the handicapped. Swing! Almost a stumping there. First stop ball of the game. What are these two teams' specialities? I believe I've made T all batters, so they have no bowlers. But in return, B is all bowlers with no batters. I think the only exception of this is the wicket keepers, which are just pure keepers, just to make things a bit interesting. So as you can probably see here, the bowlers aren't doing very well batting. As always, power over is in effect. All fielders but two are inside the inner circle. This will encourage big hits, such as this one, as we reach our first boundary of the game. Nice delivery. Well read though, easily smacked off for the 4. They'll be encouraged to take shots like that. Last bowl of the first over. Oh, that's nicely in line! Almost got him. Filthy Leech coming out now. Quite appropriate considering they're facing B. Not a tapeworm, at least. Oh, fielder finds the gap. And Triforce will get his first boundary. The second game today, the winner of this match will play Y in the second semi-final. And then from that, we'll have our upper bracket final. And then we'll go through the elimination games as well. I believe the loser of this will verse VT, if I recall the bracket properly. Wide, a bit high as well. Should be a free hit. Wide is the call. Have to do it again. Not a free hit, sorry. But one added to the count. Ooh, edged! But along the ground. And Leech is already feeling the pressure. Orange conditioned. Half mentality. Although felt confident with that swing and a miss. Oh, that's off the pad. Wasn't in line. They'll sneak a run. But yes, T is in due to popular demand.
Yep.
Another big smack there by Rect, and it'll be his second boundary of the game. Nice comfy start here for B. They'll be pretty happy. Well read, easily batted away. Had to get down low for that shot though. It's still not quite comfortable. Leech may be looking for it.
Yeah.
They find the gap again and another 4. Remember, we are sponsored today. Have you got your VB long neck as you watch the game? Or some sort of beverage. Beer, preferably. And if you got a fag to smoke, that's even better. Ooh, swing and a miss. Just finds the gap in between. As you can see here, the balls were a bit eccentric. Only the third one was really threatening. Did lead to a boundary, though. LimeWire coming back out now. Now, apparently T don't have numbers on their kits, so I had to guess. Oh, Bowden! Beautiful. Get fucked. Complete change-up from the fast-paced bowling of Leech. Middle stump as well. He can't believe it. He'll be furious with that. Triforce gone for 6. And that's the first wicket of the day. Moot coming out now. I'm not sure who that is. Never heard of such a player. But here he is. Oh, off the pad. There is a man in slips. They'll be looking to catch him if they can. Bit frustrated they weren't able to get him. Look how tiny he is compared to the keeper there. Very small man, Moot. But maybe he can play to his advantage. They managed to sneak a run. A lot of zinc there on the B player. Wrecked facing now. Oh, that's nicely hit, but the fielder's in position. There's a Bayonetta face there for LimeWire in the green. Changes his approach, going on the other side now. Sweeping shot! But there's a fielder out there. He won't be able to get to him. He's running at a snail's pace. And there'll be another 4 for Rect. Oh, was nicely hit on the full there. If he let that bounce, that would have gone out. Would have been bowled. But it's not the case. Last bowl of the third over. Bit more in line, but again the gap is found. Nice single here.
Into the third
Well,
over. The batting side are now on
25 for 1 after the third over, not too bad. You can see the different change of approach by line wire on the spin bowling. That first one, absolutely plumb. It'll keep the batters guessing. Leach coming back out. Hoping to do some damage on Rect. It will be a single foot. Moot facing his third bowl. Yorker would be a good delivery here. There is a man on slips right next to the wicket. Maybe they can get the wicket. Oh, a swiping shot here by Moot. Very brave of him. Nothing comes of it, though. No ball, apparently. Free hit. Foot must have gone over the line. Oh, Moot here will get a free one. Can't get out on this ball. And an extra run is added. So it was a foot fault by looking at the review here. Edged, it's caught, but it won't matter. It's a free hit. He won't go out. So they'll get to go again. Great leap to make the catch, though. Maybe they can do it again. No, instead they get a dead ball. Sliced it. Nothing on it. Nice. Nice bowling here by T. Leach is having a better start than he did on his first over. Hopefully he can keep it that way. Ooh, that's a similar delivery as last. But that's wide if I've ever seen it. High as well. If he's not careful, he might get a warning here from the umpire for poor bowling. That one's batted. There's a fielder there, and oh, it's dropped. A terrible drop there by the fielder. Moot will live to bat again. Manages to get 2. Well, that must be frustrating if you're a T fan. That was an easy catch there. And it was dropped. A costly over coming here. Nicely defected by Moot. It's only a single. Alright, we go again. Last ball of the over, unless somehow Leach fucks this up again. Edged, but the fielder runs away from the ball and it will go for a 4. And as you can see, that sweeping of the arm means it's now time to wash the grass. All the players will have to come off now as they water the grass. So it will be time for a tea break. We'll return to the game in 2 hours' time. But line wire will come out before that happens. Swing and a miss, and he missed the stumps. What? How? He missed the stumps? That can't be right. Let's have a look at this. I don't believe it. Somehow, the keeper missed the stumps. Would he be out? Ooh, no, he would have been in. But it's still pretty fascinating that somehow the keeper missed the stumps. That's like a player missing a tap-in because he airballed it. Ah, well, line wire goes again. And another stumping missed. This is terrible. Oh my god. That could have been 2 outs if he was careful. Moot stays alive though. And he'll get a single. Doing very well, this new player. Never met him before. Don't know who he is. Don't know how he's representing B. But he's doing alright. Oh, that's a big hit. That could be the first 6 of the game. Just doesn't reach the rope. In fact, it's a 4. Racked past 25 now. After 14 balls. Doing pretty well. Wrecked in green condition as well. He'll feel confident. Oh, swing and a miss. Just wasn't in line. They'll be upset with that one. Maybe try and lead him into a trap. Similar delivery, maybe something a bit closer to his left foot. Edge! But it's along the ground, just not enough height on the ball. But it's a dot ball. No runs. The power over is being wasted with these deliveries. As we look at the review here, as you can see, that last one was just too low. 50 torrents of pure Japanese titties coming out now. Meaning fast-paced bowler. After the spin bowler, maybe trying to get something knocked on here. Ball goes towards the boundary. And the fielder doesn't even try. Moot gets the first 4 of his cricket career there. It was just nicely swung. Yeah, could have maybe dived for it, just let it bounce, wanted to protect your legs. Here comes the torrents of the Japanese titties, buried away again. Keeper's end is called, it's only a single. High, apparently. Ooh, that didn't come off the wood nicely there. You could hear the thud. That's the kind of ball. That's the kind of hit they're looking for. Still a power over, remember. 3 more balls of that. 45 for 1 is pretty good. Yep. Finds the gap again. Fielders there ready. They don't risk for 2. Uh, 150 strike rate after 18 balls. Not too bad. Rector's found 6 4s so far. Not many 2s or 1s. But now Moot facing 13th ball. Could be unlucky number 13 for him.
Waiting.
Waits the call. Maybe could have snuck 1 there, but they decide against it. Wasn't the best bowling as well. Just offline pitch, leg wide. Maybe looking for something in the silly gap. There is a man on slips. Oh, swing and a miss. Just missed the glove. But a dot ball it is. 94 miles per hour. That was pretty force. And the Mongolian pawn box coming out now. Mongolian pawn box. There's not enough letters in the name, so I think I compensated. Yorker to start. Big hit. Fielded there. Able to stop it for a 4. They will risk for 2. And 2 it is. Current run rate, they're at 214 if they can stay that way. 3 men outride.
Yep.
Another sweeping action. Go left side of silly. Only a single this time. Moot will now have to face the pace bowler. Power over is finished. Fielders can go where they want to. No longer forced to be inside the circle. Might start to see some wickets. Ooh, change of approach. Going on left side now. Moot is a left-sided batter. They do have 3 men out wide. Swing, but he doesn't have the power for it. They will only go for 1. Good partnership being developed here between the two. Past the 50 mark as well, and the score might be looking at a high one here. Wicket is needed by T. But not if Rhett can still get these smacks. Oh, he went for 2, decided against it. Moot didn't want to run. Changing length now. Mid-release. Swing and a miss, and it just goes over the stumps. Well, that could have been a wicket there. Maybe going for the Yorker now. Mid-length didn't work. Moot wants to swing. Orange condition dropped a little bit after that last ball. There's the Yorker. Wasn't perfect. Hit was allowed. Ooh, diving. Oh, they're going for 2. Oh, a mistake. Oh, he missed the stumps. He's got him. Oh, huge miscalculation there by the 2 batters there. And Rect forces Moot to get up and make him do a second run. And Moot's gone. Beautiful toss, though, by the bowler. This is the first game for today. We'll have a replay here. Not even close. Fantastic throw to take him out. And Moot has to go. Well, he'll be looking at his teammate Rector there, asking him what was he thinking to force that second run. But now Moot's gone. And on a tidy 11 as well. Not too bad for the Surrey-ranked player. 12, I should say. But run out by the Mongolian pawn box. Furious. Absolutely furious. Not the kind of wicket you'd want. But the 60 Spider-Man coming out now. As you can see, he's with a Miles Morris skin. So not your classic Miles Morris.
Wait.
Chopped down. Didn't like it. And projected run rates take a hit after that wicket as well. Only expecting to get 149. Ideally, 140 on 2020 cricket is what you want. Oh, nice Yorker there, but the fielder's there to stop any potential runs. 189 miles, that's too fast, but 89 miles per hour on the ball. Might be looking for a maiden here. 0 for 6 on his first over. If you can keep it down low, this would be great. Nice slice shot. They were going to go for 2, but 60 Spider-Man decides against it. But now he'll face. Well, the coach will surely be asking Rect what was he thinking to force that second run on. Really wasn't needed. But now 60 Spider-Man's out here. Maybe he can make some runs. That should just reach the boundary, and it will. His first hit of 4. He'll be happy with that. Oh, that's just smart batting there. Could see the gap. Didn't have to go for power. Change of fielders now. There's now 3 offside. Going for a left-handed delivery. They'll sneak a single. Might go for 2. Rex decides against it. Good start for the 60 Spider-Man. Green conditioning on Rect. 32 after 24 balls. 18 away from a half century. Bounce is called, but great fielding there by the keeper. He's able to stop the 4. Could be important later, we never know. It is a long game, cricket. Have to stay out there for a while. Both teams still have their reviews or their VAR.
Yep.
Ooh! Stopped for a double. They'll then go for the single. That could have gone for 4 there, but they decided against it. Good fielding there by T. Finally making something of an effort. Reminder that the winner of today's game will go on to face Y in the second semi-final. And then from next week we'll go to our elimination games. Otherwise we could do our first elimination game, which I believe is VTB, but I'll have to double check the standing. It has been a while.
Yep.
Poor shot. They will risk a single. Good dive. Well, that was a terrible toss. And a dive that was not needed. T's fielding was atrocious there. Well, they'll get to go again. 60 Spider-Man facing. 6 for 3. Mongolian pawn box not... Ooh, yep. Nice bouncing shot.
Keeper.
Tiny legs 60 Spider-Man has. Takes him a bit longer to run to the other end. High is the call. Our VT versus JP. We could do that next and have our first elimination. We'll let you guys decide.
Yep.
And another big hit there by Rect, and he'll get another 4. I believe that's his 8th of the day. Very happy with the batting here by Rect. Winner of that one plays SP. That would be an exciting match.
Yep.
V are the favourites, are the defending champions. Oh, they're going for 2. Throw was a bit slow. Wrecked on 39 now. Might be not too far off his half century. Has been out there for 36 minutes. Is getting a little tired. Good spin bowler coming out next. Might decide to dislodge him. Although they will go for the pace for now. Another hit. Another fielder out wide. Only single this time. He's on 40, and this will allow him to face the new bowler. Not bringing out the spin. They're bringing out another pace. 50 pure Jap titties. 11 overs remaining. Yorker. Fielder's there. Can he stop the 4? He does. Good fielding there. They're going to go for 3. Oh, but the toss is slow. Poor fielding there. They could have gone for the run out, but they decided against it. Run rate is 7.75. B's taking their time. Another Yorker. Oh, I think that's out. That looked good in line. And he's gone. LBW is the call. And 60 Spider-Man is out. They could challenge it, but that looked pretty in line to me. He does have small legs, though. They decide against it. We'll have a look at the replay here. Middle stump. Nothing doing. Perfect delivery. Terrible swing, though. Completely mistimed it. And 60 Spider-Man's gone for 7. LBW by 50 pure Jap titties. Long Cat coming out now. Another left-hand batter. We'll have to see how she does. I believe Long Cat's a girl. I'll have to double check that.
Yep.
Swing finds the gap. They'll just force 1. Wrecked it.
Keep up.
Half conditioning. Is green. Be interesting to see what he does. Will the pace bowler get him? 50 pure Jap titties. Another Yorker, but this one's hit well. They'll go for a single. Decide against going for 2. 73 for 3 as we reach nearly the halfway mark. Not too bad. They have lost 2 medals, though. Got their last 2 medals out here. If they go, then they'll have to rely on their non-medal batters, and that can be a troublesome. They are past the halfway mark of 140, which is the ideal target in a 2020 game, but still, they are a bowling team, not a batting team. Oh, swing and a miss. Surely that's a high. High it is. No wide call, though. They have to be careful. They keep doing highs, and they'll give up 3 runs. Another Yorker. This is down the guts. They decide against 2. Only a single.
End of the over. The batting side are now 74 for 3.
74 for 3 as we reach the 10 over. Rip Codex coming out now. Medium pace bowler. Well, after the pace, maybe slowing down the ball might trick Long Cat, who's only not been out here that long.
Waiting.
And only a dot there. It's a good start to the bowling for Codex. Let's see what he can do. Wow, that was a terrible delivery. Almost a full toss there. Almost wide as well. They only go for 1 run. No wide call, apparently. That was just in, according to the referee. Well, I disagree with that, but we'll keep playing. Only 6 away from his half century. Will Rect be... Well, he did try to go for it, but the Yorker at a 71.6 miles completely fooled him there. Managed to get something on it that he didn't hit his stumps. He'll adjust. Changes his footing there now. Codex looking for a low release, but it's red, but the fielder is there. And another dot ball. This is a good over so far for T. I'd like to keep it that way. Rect getting more tired. Still green conditioning, but he's at half stamina. Forced to block the shot. Looked for the gap, couldn't find it. He'll find a single, though. 5 away from his half-century. Last over for Codex. This has been a good economy for him. If he can keep it at 2. Oh, swing and a miss. Nothing on it, though. Completely slowed down. That was 68 that time, considering his first delivery was 79. Ability to drop 15 miles off the ball and cause confusion for the batters. Only 2 runs given up and then over. Very good. Pure Jap Titties coming out back again. 1 for 18 after his first 3. Now a pace bowler. Big high. Smart batting, though, by Rect. And he'll get 4. 1 away from his half-century. High was the call as well. 80 for 3. Pure Japs needs to try and change this. Maybe a Yorker. Oh, swing and a miss just over the stumps. That was close. That would have been a huge wicket there. But a late release bites them in the back. They won't be happy with that. Maybe do something a bit safer. Mid-length. There it is. Mid-length. Fielder's there, though. Well, they want this wicket. They want Rec to swing and miss this. Last ball was at 88 miles per hour. He only needs 1 to get his half-century, and they can get something going here. Bowden! Get fucked! He went for it! He swung at the unswingable. Beautiful delivery there. Middle stump. He was never going to get that. And he's gone for 49. He'll be kicking himself. Why did he get baited into it? Rule 34 going to come out now. And B's in trouble. That was their big hitter gone. Last middle player's Long Cat, who hasn't done that very well. 8 for 40 here. 2 for Chewy Chew. Another Yorker. But this one's well swung, and Rule 34 will get a boundary on the first one. Now you can see the glasses on him. He's excited to be here. Nice spin on the ball. Wasn't enough. But that will hopefully settle some nerves for B. Another ball. Another. Oh, that was an interesting chop shot. Don't know if he had to play that.
The batting side are now 84 for 4.
84 for 4 as we exit the 12th. And Mongolian Pork Box coming back out. Averages 8 runs and over, so a good economy. Long Cat facing. Both batters at orange mentality. Ooh, that could be LBW. Did that bounce off the foot or the pad? I didn't get a good look at it. Umpire says no. They could well, they decided against the challenger, so it wasn't close enough. It must have gone off the bat, then the pad. We'll go again. Well, that is terrible. Absolutely shocking. Definitely a wide. I don't know if he was trying to force him to swing on that, but Long Cat's a better batter than that. He'll know not to play that. That one's better. Ooh, catches the call. Field is just short. Will reach the 4, though. Well, it was an obvious trap. 1 wide, and then he does 1 straight down the center of the pitch. Long Cat reads it. Just parries that away. Fielder not in the right position. That was a bit poor from the T fielder there. Do they try and go for the same strategy? Maybe do something a bit different. Yorker wide left. Oh, it is Yorker wide left, and he did swing, but nothing on it. Mid-release now would be the ideal thing to do. And there's the mid-release, but it wasn't center. Enough wood on there, though. They will risk for 2. They decide against it. They cancel it. Good cancel. I think Long Cat would have gone out there. Well, the strategy here by T's bowlers are very obvious. B's going for it, though. They don't want to play it safe. They want the runs. And sadly, the fielding of T is keeping them in the game. Last bowl of the over. 22. Runs given up. Much better economy. That one's down the guts. That should maybe just find the rope. Only a single though. Bowler's end is called. They're on 91.
Batting side are now 91 for 4. Change of ball.
Oh, you're not late for cricket, Pest. We started early because I'd like to go to bed a little earlier. I have to go to the bank as soon as I wake up. Make some deposits for my holiday in Scotland.
Yeah. Keeper.
Got a mate getting married there. Costing me $5 to go, the piece of shit. Because airfares and accommodation's a bit expensive. So, yeah, gotta go to the bank and deposit all the cash that I have hidden around the house. Good fun. Anyway, Long Cat's 8 for 10. Oh, that almost knocked him off his own stumps! That was a bee's dick away. We have to have a quick replay of that, in my opinion. No, game says no. Bowling action's being made. Highs are called. Bed length. Oh, that's a high hit. There can be a fielder under there. No, the fielder turned around and lost position on the ball. And it's another 4. The fielding was just a little bit better. He decided to stop and turn around. Oh, who was that fucked that up? That could have been a good wicket there. Fielder's there, he's underneath it. He stops to turn around instead of going for the diving catch, and he's just lost position of it. Who was that? That was 99.8%. That's one of the gold medals there for T. Well, he'll be very upset. That would have been a huge wicket to get the last medal for B. And he will be punished for it. Another 4. Yeah, shit's expensive. Very annoying. And they passed the 100 mark, though, with a couple of overs to spare. They're at a good run rate.
Yep.
Defensive shot. Well, that was fantastic fielding by the bowler, able to jump on it and cancel the run. Rip Curtick's coming back out now. Only gave up 2 runs in his first go. If he can keep a low economy, that will be effective. Yorker to start. Big hit. Catches the call. Can a fielder get there in time? No, it just bounces over his head. He's not tall enough. That'd be very cruel for him. For him to be asked to grab that. But a good 4. Codex will have to change his approach. Rule 34. Or maybe going something a bit more central. They do. Oh, that's high. A fielder's underneath it. This should be caught. No, it's over the fielder again. Another 4 for Rule 34. And although these balls are nice and high, the positioning of the fielders are just not in the right place to get underneath it. That one would be a bit harder to catch if he was going for a diving one. But 2 4s off your second over. Codex might have to change his strategy here. Might go for a Yorker. No, goes mid-length, but there's no one on slips for the bait. Only gets a single, though. Slight change of fielding. Well, this is very strange. Long cat, left-sided batter. Oh, swing and a miss over the stumps again. Went for a low release. Low length as well. If that was mid-length, that might have just kissed the stump. He'll have to rechange his approach. Fielding stays the same. Now he goes for the Yorker, but it's well read by the batter. And it'll be another 4. Codex not having the best over here. He's given up too many boundaries. And he's bowling strategy has not been effective. No change-up. In fact, that one wasn't even in line. If that was just a little bit more to the left, that could have been bowled. But alas, it's not the case. Runs being affected here. Long cat on 20 now, off 17 deliveries. Last bowl of the over. Then we'll have 5 more to go.
Yep.
Oh, catches the call. Surely that one's caught. No, again, the field is just not in the right position. And Long Cat finds another boundary. Well, these are smart fours, I must admit. Mongolian Pork Bonks coming back out. Yet to receive a wicket. Long Cat now on green conditioning. Got a bit of confidence after that last over. Rule 34 still orange. Oh, that just swung wide. Can't believe it. In between the batter and the wickets. You couldn't do that if you tried. Yorker this time now. But it's red. And it's another 4. It was obviously going to be a Yorker after you went wide left. Straight down the centre as well. Nearly a full toss. Batter read it. And an easy boundary is given. Nearly kept it in, but not the case. Bees on good momentum now. Both batters on green conditioning. Mongolian Pawnbox not feeling it. Will go for another Yorker. This one is lefted side, though. Able to manipulate the ball a little bit, so it's only a single. He wants to try and go for a big hit here. If he's just going to bowl Yorkers, he's looking for a big hit. Maybe hit it high. Might have to go right side. There's the right side, but again, fantastic batting. Finds the gap, Long Cat. He's been doing that well today. And another 4's being given up. T's got to be careful here. These are a lot of 4's. They're just giving away. No dot balls as of late. I say that, the first bowl of the over was a dot ball, but I mean, you're already giving up 9 runs in the over.
Yep.
Now that's the kind of hit that they want to encourage. What was that? What did I just witness? A partnership of 50 has been awarded off that. What was that? So that was going wide, and the fielder just pushed that out for a 4. Can't believe it. And that was 99.8% chance again. He's not having the best day at fielding. He is more comfortable with a bat than on the grass, I guess, but I mean, look at that toss. That's someone who hasn't had his wheat beaks today, folks.
Are now on 131 for 4.
As we have a look at the deliveries there, and good variety, but just 2 red. Limewire coming back out now. You'll have 2 overs to spare. They might use them again a little bit later. 1 for 16. Only spin bowler T has, it seems. Maybe looking to get something done here. Only a single. Number 140 is the magical score. And T look to be well on track on that. In fact, if they stay on task, they might be in the 160s. Long batting indeed. Game slowed down a little bit now. Limewire looking to get the wicket. Oh, that's
Nice.
just over. That's the kind of swing they want. Might have to go and look for a crack. That's edged, but the man on slips isn't close enough. Good deliveries here by Limewire. Looking to set the trap. Maybe look something just off the left foot now. Looks to spin back, but the batter reads it well. It'll be a single. They could push for 2. Oh, they are going to push for 2. This could be a stumping. No, they run just in time. The throw was weak. Better throw would have got him out there. They get the 2, though. Limewire will be a bit frustrated. Was looking for the wicket there, but he faces Rule 34 again. This time's a bit more wide. Oh, off the ground. Didn't get enough on it. Last bowl for Limewire. This has been a very effective over for him. Oh, there's a fielder there! Gone! Caught! He went and swung at it, and he didn't get enough on it. In fact, he got nothing on it. And he's caught. That is terrible batting, actually. Look at this. Off his own leg is what happened. He hit it into himself, and it allowed... I believe that's Codex that caught him, and it is. And Limewire's gone for 22. As we'll look at a replay on that. That was a fantastic and a huge wicket as well for T. This will cause some complications for B. It's a trap coming out now. And Codex is going to come back out. Was effective, but after a slow bowler, this is an interesting approach. As we'll just have a look at this wicket, how it fell. He's looked to swing it out right, which is the right idea, but he smashed it into his own leg. But the spin bowling, if we can just slow it down just enough, you can see it just changed trajectory just before he's about to swing it. That's really good bowling by Limewire, one of the better spin bowlers that we have in the competition, it seems. But here comes Codex. Wow. 65 miles per hour. Really slow down the ball. Longcat was looking for something a bit faster. If that was on stumps, that could have been out. But now the pace has been read. Might look for the Yorker. No, instead he goes out wide. No fielder there. It's another 4 for Longcat. And they pass the 140 market. Longcat, all the medals have at least gotten 20 or 40, and that's helping the team push their score past. But, well, you assume as soon as Longcat goes, that will be B's runs done. But they part. Oh, no, actually, there's still 2 away. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Surely they will pass 140 now. Oh, off the glove. He'll get a single. And it's a trap coming to face now. Could still go. If Codex is smart, might go for the Yorker. Instead goes for the mid-release. And a force found. So Trap will be happy with that. So will be. They pass 140 with 2 overs to spare. Anything extra is a plus. Just well batted away. Two balls left in the over. Codex had a good start, but now it's a trap as... Well, that was a terrible delivery. That was short length high. All he had to do was redirect that ball. And that's the easiest 4 you could ever give a batter. It's a traps on 8 for 2. This is good confidence for him. Codex has to do something different. And wide is not what I was saying. And that is not what I meant when I said do something different. A free run has been given, and now he has to deliver again. Go for the Yorker. That's what he has to do. Instead, no, he wants a catch. Swing and a miss. Well, that was certainly not what I would have done if I was in a position, but nonetheless, it worked. It's a dot ball. Wow, that delivery is all over the place. Filthy Leech coming back out now. 33 is a fast bowler. Longcat has taken abuse to him.
Yep.
Ooh, big hit. And another 4 for Longcat. Beautiful sweeping shot. Tug of the box. Just another day. His hair's fucked up. I don't know why. His hair is long, as you can see. Long hair for long cat. Yorker, but it's wide. It just spun left. Terrible. That could have been out. Just needed to be a bit more in line. Needs to maybe adjust his footing. He does. He's going to change his approach. That's a little bit better. And it's stopped for a 4. They could go for 2, maybe 3. They are going to go for 3. The fielding is so slow that they're able to get an extra 2 runs from that. That should have only been a 2. And I believe it's a trap or face. This isn't good for T. Oh my god, what is this delivery? What is this bowling by T? They've just given up. That was a bouncer. Wide is the call, and he'll have to go again and give it a free run. It wasn't even close to the wickets. What is he trying? He's trying to encourage a hit that it's a trap will never make. That's a little better. Great fielding. Is it? Stop the single. Oh, there's a mix-up here. They could be done in if they're not careful. Looking to hit the wickets. Has once out. We'll have to go to VAR. That was close. I think his bat was just in. No. No, he's run out. Oh, that's close. But a beautiful toss. And they risked 3 when they really didn't need to. And it's a trap will be run out. Good wicket there for T. Gone for 9. Filthy Leach with the throw. I guess they were trying to boost the score a little bit, but Foreski coming out now. 157 for 6. There's still 2 balls, remember. He did bowl wide earlier. Batted away for a single. And we'll have to... Last bowl of the second last over. 7 more to go after this. Long cat wants his half century. Big hit. And it's there. Long cat, half century. 10 fours for the match. That's fantastic. Of the 50, 40 of those came from the boundary. And if B wins, they can thank him today. Him and Rect. Always on the front foot. Always looking for the gap. Big boy as well. Look at that. 1-3, which is pretty unique. But 10 fours. 10 fours. Fantastic. From 29 deliveries as well. I do believe Longcat is a bowler. Last over. Never ever paying a derby coming out. This is very interesting. He's yet to have a bowl. Let's see what he can do.
Yep.
Oh, that's edged! And it bounced off the batter, and it will go for a 4. We could be looking at a high total here, folks. As they're at 1 for 66. I believe the highest we've seen is from... I think it was SP. They got 178, if I'm not too careful. I'll have to double check the wiki when we hit the halfway mark. Wow, that was a completely different delivery. Knocked 12 miles off the ball. The batsman saying he didn't see it because of a camera behind the stumps, but I digress. I don't think that was going to happen anyway, if that was in line. But a good dot ball will slow down the total. 166 for 6, 4 to go. Oh, that's a good hit. That should find the boundary again. It's another 4. Oh, my back. Well, they'll have to change the fielding a little bit. They can't keep giving up 4s like this. 170 now. This is a dangerous target to try and find. They'll have to rely heavily on their batters. And another 4. Well, Fureski is putting on a clinic here to pump up the score. He's on 13 from 5 deliveries. T is really throwing the game here. Wrecked will face the last bowl of the over. Last bowl of the innings for B here. And 6 could make it 181. Will he go for it? I would.
Waiting.
He tried, but a good fielding there. It'll just be 175 the target.
Now 175 for 6.
They'll be very happy with that score. B was able to get their medals to get around the 40s and 20 marks as we look at the highlights of the over, of the innings. Good sweeping shots being made. This strategy of the T bowlers were predictable and sadly poor. As you can see, they're a good example of that Yorker and that earlier shot. However, they were able to get wickets when they needed them. There should be one coming up soon. Look at the standings here. Triforce was gone for 6. Wrecked got 49. Moot was ran out. He was done dirty there by Wrecked when he finally fell. 6 Spider-Man was 7. Longcat not out. Good catch. Allowed rule 34 to go, but a good target being set here as well. 99.8% coming out to open. Triforce to start is the fast arm bowler. The highest total we've had today was, well, ever, was SP on 184, but 175 is going to be very hard to beat. But we'll have to see how they go. Triforce to start.
Yep.
A reminder. Oh, they actually risked a single off to start as well. So T knows what they need to do. Need to pick these runs when they can. Never ever paying Adobe. Left-hand batter. He'll face as well. So 176 is the target. This will be a hard target. It is the second highest we ever had in the competition.
Yeah.
Good sweeping shot. Keeper's end is called. It'll only be a single. Rubbing the ball on his ball. Always funny to say. Remember that all the fielders but 2 are forced in the inside circle, encouraging 4s like such and boundaries. 99.8% done. Will get his first. Well, you'd have to hope your batters can stay out there for the longest time. And while the bowling so far of Triforce has been somewhat effective, forced to parry that away. Ooh, fielding change. There is a man on slips. Might be encouraging that sort of shot. Looking to go wide left on leg silly.
Wait there.
But it's well read. Able to stop the boundary. Only a single. T will have to try to get out of the start if you can. Swing finds the gap, but didn't get enough on it. Only a single. 7 off the first over, not the
The
best.
batting side are now on 7 for none.
60 Spider-Man coming out now. Wrist spin. So classic strategy of sending a pace bowler and then a spin bowler to try and mix things up.
Yep.
However, the sad thing is if it is red, it does allow for easy boundaries. They have completely the right side covered in the inside 50. And they've got the 2 outside fielders on the left. He does change it up a little bit. Now there's a man on centre left.
Yep.
But the gap is found and an easy 4. Ball was slowed down to 57 miles. Oh, that was perfectly down the centre. There's a good mix-up there. Batter was forced to only parry that away. T needs to start getting some big hits. They need to use this power over to their advantage. It is a big target they are chasing. Defensive shot. Another fantastic bowl here by 60 Spider-Man. The wrist spinner forcing him to play defensive. Never ever paying Adobe as brave. He could try to run out to meet it like such. Sweeping shot. And another boundary. That's the kind of hits you need to make when you face a wrist spinner. I was able to easily trace that. Wasn't able to get an underneath it for a 6, but he was able to make the sweeping shot. Last bowl for Spider-Man here. If they can get to 20, that would be a good start.
Wait.
And a defensive parry.
The batting side are now 16 for none.
16 for none, but savaging 8 and over, that just be enough. But ideally they would like more. Rect coming out now. This is interesting. They're not going for... Well, they're not really settling. They're happy to bring out Rect straight away.
Waiting.
Can we get another V versus SP? Maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. They have to average 8 and over, at least, to stay efficient. Ooh! That was a interesting delivery. He was able to read it, though, to get the single. Good start for Rect. Did well batting. Can he do well bowling? Oh, fantastic shot straight down the guts. Another 4. Well, all he had to do was redirect that straight to the bowler. He'll be a little annoyed. He did move out of the way due to his bowling action, but... I mean, it's very hard to adjust as you bowl. Another sweeping shot, but the field is there. Rect 0 for 5. If he can keep it under 10, he'll be happy.
Waiting.
B's pretty happy with this. They could be looking for one more. Ooh, interesting delivery. Just went out wide. But it's a dot ball.
The batting side are now on 21 for none.
21 for none. This is not good. T needs to start getting some runs here. Spider-Man coming back out now. Run rate is now 9. Ooh, that's off the ground. And after facing a pace bowler doing 89, 91 miles per hour, suddenly faced a wrist bowler going 30 miles less. You know, he's only bowling 60 miles per hour, but that bounce, if he doesn't read the toss, he'll be gone. Man on slips might be looking for an edge here. Oh, instead it's a big hit. And that could be our 6. And it is. I believe that is the first 6 of the day. It is the first 6 of the match. B didn't have one, but T do. And that's what I was saying earlier, that if the wrist bowler gets caught out, you're able to find those nice hits. It's either 611 yards. Very, very fine. Good sweeping shot over the fielder. That'll be a 4. 99.8%. Now starting to find some confidence here. 60 Spider-Man needs to find a new bowling strategy. Just gave up 10 runs and 2 balls there. And... oh, this is good. Well, that was a good delivery there. Decided to go and look for the crack down the center of the pitch. Certainly able to be patted away for a dot ball, but more like that would be useful. Run rate is just under 9.
Yep.
Defensive shot finds the gap. They'll find a single for it, though. 99.8% to receive the last ball from Spider-Man.
Waiting.
And that was poorly patted away. 32 after the first 4.
32 for none.
Goes again. Wrecked coming back out now.
Yep.
Not happy. I wouldn't be too. That was a textbook delivery. Straight down the middle. Didn't even try to hide it with his approach on his run-up. Or his footwork. Better read that like an open book. Wrecked going a little bit more off left now. Maybe looking for a Yorker. And it is. Just wide, though. Wide right. With 76 the target still.
Yep.
Defensively paid. They'll go for a single. It is interesting to see what B will do on their strategy here.
Yep.
And wonderful hit there. Beautiful slicing motion. Knew there was not going to be a fielder in that gap. Another 4. Currently on pace to match, if they can keep this up.
Waiting.
Dot ball will slow down his delivery there by about 8 miles. Maybe try to catch him off guard. Tried to find the gap again, but this time just going to redirect it. Yeah. Oh. Triforce coming back out after opening the bowling. 41 for none as we enter the 5th over. This will be the last over with the power over as well.
Yeah.
Oh, smart shot there. Very smart. Ooh, a bit of indecisiveness there. However, it is a run. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
Oh, what a hit! What a hit! Another 6. And the pace bowling for B just doesn't seem to be working out. Absolutely fantastic. 116 yards. That's the second 6 of the day. Both batters about to pass 25 and green condition.
Wait.
This will be an ask for B to catch. The power over will be finished soon. They can change the strategy. Triforce goes again. This one's... Oh, what a... Dragged along the ground. That would have been an amazing catch, but that's fantastic nonetheless to stop the boundary. Good fielding here so far from B.
Yeah.
And as soon as I say it, I jinxed it. They find the gap. And the partnership passes 50. That's, I believe, the first time that an opening partnership has passed 50. So T setting a record here. Oh, swing and a miss. And it's the first swing miss we've seen today. 52 for none. We end the power over. And now the fielders can go where they like. Rect coming back out now. As you can see, there's a couple people on the ropes. They're expecting a big hit.
Waiting.
Oh, no one hand, one bounce in play today. Well, T had a good start in their power over, 52. But they will have to get some more boundaries moving forward. They need at least 8 runs and over.
Waiting. Yep.
But the bowling here by B will help. Yet to get a wicket. 176 is the target.
Yep.
Nicely smacked. Well, they'd be a single. They won't risk 2. Ooh, they were going to risk 2, but they decide against it. This is B versus T. T went first. Sorry, B went first. 175 they ran. For T to win, they need 176 runs. The winner of this will play the second semi-final against Y. Or we can do our first elimination match of VT versus... VT versus JP. If we want to be a bit exciting. We can do that. I haven't decided who will play next.
Wait.
Whew. But yeah, so far, a good over for B. If they can keep this down to 2, that will put pressure on T. As soon as I say that, beautiful sweeping shot for a 6. That's their third 6 for T today. Well read. Fielder trying to get there in time, but he never was. And long cat coming out now. Was able to get the half century there for B. Able to push them to that high score. Was able to get 11 4s. No 6s though. Run rate is 8.57. They are on target. Yorker to start. Great fielding to save that 4. Forces T to go for 2. They'll stay at 2. Long cat is long. Finally, the hair glitch from when she was batting.
Yep.
Edged! Oh, but there's not a man on gully. And a 4 is given up from that. Well, I don't think he was trying to look for a man on gully there. Didn't have anyone there. Nicely edged. Easy 4. There's now a man on gully. Will he try the same delivery? Maybe go something a bit more central.
Yep.
It is. Single given up. 110 needed from 76 balls. This is so far very doable for T. They are setting pace. B needs a wicket, and they need it now. Remember, the first batter that's brought out is the 0 ranked player, so if they can get a wicket, they can slow down the run rate. Well, before they were being sponsored by Specsavers, which is a glasses company here in Australia. I assume everywhere else as well.
Yeah.
So imagine your umpires being sponsored by glasses. Haha, they can't see. You need some fucking glasses. Now it's being sponsored by Dettol. Because, you know, catch 99.9% of germs. Got to catch the ball in cricket. Great humour here in Australia.
Wait there.
Oh, fielder just couldn't get a drop to the ball. Terrible drop. That could have been a huge wicket there.
68 for 9. Change of ball in the fast ball.
Delicious lolly coming out now. Couple of man in gully. Yorker to start. That's a big hit. Catches the call. There's a fielder there, but it's just over for a 6. Fielder just couldn't get underneath it. And this is great for T. After looking, you know, in a bit of trouble after giving up 175 runs, they're showing that their batters can do it.
Keep up.
Only 101 needed from 70 balls. This is a very doable target.
Wait.
Nice parried away, trying to use the pace for it, but didn't work. B need a wicket. They desperately need a wicket, but it's just not coming. I don't know what strategy they're looking for. They send out a pace bowler, then a spin bowler, but there's nothing really in line on the wickets. They're looking for a catch, which is dangerous. 2 men on gully, 1 on slips. Everyone else out on the ropes to stop any boundaries or fours like so. They're looking for T to do a big swing and hope that it's edged. Change of fielding now with the 99.8%, only 10 away from a half century.
Waiting. Hit ball.
Waits the call. I don't know, it's just an odd strategy where you're not looking for a wicket from a ball or from LBW, you're looking for a wicket from a catch. Now there's 2 men on slips, 2 men on gully, 1 on side off, 1 on leg off.
Yep.
And that was straight down the middle. Straight down the middle. Easily patted away for 4. The bowling strategy here, I do not understand. It's just well read. Very well read here by T. Long cat coming back out now.
Yep.
Big hit. That's another big 6. That's the 4th of the match. B's in trouble here. B is in big trouble. They could be going towards the elimination game. They need a wicket. This opening partnership for T, very effective. They're not even at 10 overs and they're about to get 100. 90 from 65 balls. That's edged! Ah, but the field is not in the right place, and it's another 4. That's the shot. They've been looking all game, and they moved the fielder out of the way. Big 6s, big 4s, 10 given up in this over already. Longcat needs to do something. Edged. No man in gully. What are they doing? 4 on leg off. They're just looking for catches. They're not looking for a bowl. Edged! And the keeper was too far away. They could have maybe ran towards it. 47 not out from 30 balls, 2 sixes, 7 fours. Maybe B is playing possum, but with 86 left on the target from 62 balls. I mean, T can walk this in now. They don't have to go for the boundaries. They can take their time.
Yep.
What is the keeper doing? He completely missed that. Maybe trying to encourage a third run, but he just gave up 2 runs from that. Well, both batters only need a 4 to get a half century. Long cat.
Yep.
And there is... Oh no, there is a fielder there. Didn't spot him.
End of the over. The batting side are now on 94 for no.
94 for 9. As we'll have a look, as you can see, nothing was ever going to hit the wickets. Just trying to encourage a catch. Troll to death coming out now. Right arm fast bowler. As the lights start to dim here at the Wacker. 82 needed from 60 balls. They were well on track.
Yeah.
Slice shot. They'll get a single. Keeper's end is called. Both batters on 47. Oh, that's off the leg. Wasn't going on towards the wickets though. But much better bowling here. Troll to death being the one to lead the way. And this will help slow down the run rate if they can keep it up. Dot balls would be better. A wicket would be best.
Wait there.
Waits the call. Bit of a change on the delivery. I'll change their approach, maybe. Yes, is going to look for something leg off. Maybe something a bit more central. There are fielders out there just in case he gets a good clean hit. But he's forced to play defensive. I mean, he wants that 6. A 4 would even be enough to get his half century. Troll to death knows this. He's trying to deliver something that's just at nipple height. If he has to swing in it, it's like this edge cord. He went for it. That's gone. Oh, the trap was perfectly laid by Troll to death. And 2 away. Well, they could challenge this, but it would be a waste. He clearly edged it. A huge wicket. Clearly edged. Fantastic dive. Beautiful catch. Fucking saved with it. Troll to death gone for 48. He'll be frustrated. He was 2 away from a half century. The Pirate Bay coming out now. Reminder, he is the 0 ranked player. T would be looking to keep him on, maybe slow the run rate. Oh, swing and a miss. And now T will have to try and get the Pirate Bay out. Look at that, all left. That 5th ball going right, encouraging the edge. Delicious Lolly coming out now. Gave up 12 runs in a first over. But never paying Adobe. He's on 48. He's only 2 away himself from a half century. Will they go for a similar strategy? No. She went straight for the guts. They'll go for a single. Oh, they're going for 2. He gets his half century. Very happy with that from 32 balls, 2 sixes, 4 sevens. Been out there since the opening, 98 for 1. Never paying Adobe's on 50, green condition.
Yeah.
Smacks it for a single. Was going to go for 2, but saw that the Pirate Bay didn't want to run. 77 needed off 52 balls. This is still doable for T. Yorker! Swing and a miss. Yes. So far, T has the most touchdowns.
Yep.
They'll force a single. Never paying a derby, facing again.
Yep.
Oh, that's an interesting shot. It'll be only one, though. High's the call. Surprised it wasn't wide. But they've now passed 101. 75 needed off 49 balls. Very doable for T. B needs another wicket. Preferably never... Oh, swing and a miss. Preferably never paying a derby. The Pirate Bay is the zero-regged player. As we'll see his half-century highlights here. See his shots target here. Pretty decent all over the place. Not really favouring anywhere. Adjusting very well. Choltedef coming back out after getting 1 for 2 in his first over. Will be now looking to get never paying a derby. That would be a huge wicket if he can.
Yep.
And a 4 is given up instead. It was released late, looking to shuffle his feet, but the batsman read it. Looking for a sweeping shot there. And that's not what they need. They need to stop giving up these boundaries. They scored a lot themselves towards the end of their inning. I can't allow T to do the same, especially when they had such a strong start.
Yep.
Nice slicing shot. They only go for 1. Ooh, that was actually an amazing throw to hit the stumps from there. Imagine if they went for the second. Never playing a derby would have been ran out. Pirate Bay facing.
Yep.
Tries to go for the single. Another good toss, but he's well in his crease. Pirate Bay with some red lipstick on for some strange reason and red shades. Never paying a derby facing now. 1 for 8 Choltedef. Yorker would be smart, maybe on right side. No, he went for a mid-length. Did bowl right side though. Allowed the dot. That ball's help. 69 needed off 44 now. Still doable for T. Run rate is there.
Yep.
And again, they'll find the gap. Another 4 given up. Well, that's not what B want. At this rate, T is going on pace to the semi-finals against Y. 1-1-1 for 1. A great score as they enter the 13th over. Last bowl, Troll to death. Ooh, a bit of an error there. That could be a wide for sure. Wide is the call, and high. He'll have to go again, and he's just given a free run. That's better. Big hit. There's a fielder there. Gone! Wicket. The foot didn't hit the rope. That's fantastic. Never ever paying a derby will go. A huge wicket here for B. Just at the end of the 13th over. That nearly just reached the rope. The fielder's foot almost hit the rope. That would have been a 4 if he did. As you can see here, he was able to get control of it before he did. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe you could argue that he wasn't in control, but the animation says otherwise. He'll go for 61. Off 39 balls, 9 fours, 2 sixes. Line wire coming out now. And long cap will come back out. Medium pace bowler. Here we go. Required 1 rate of 9. Yorker to start. That was very brave. Long cat goes again.
Yep.
This one's chopped. They'll get a single. 9 needed off and over. A 6 and a 4 would be more than enough. Limewire did a good enough job bowling. Can he do the same batting? I'll have to see. This gives you 3 needed from 40 balls. Remember, 9 and over is all they need. Yorker again! They could go for 2, they decide against it. Well, I do remember SP were in a similar situation as this, although they had 10 less runs. They did have Pinaldo, who was just on fine form. He was able to get 50 runs off 20 balls, something ridiculous like that. That's a full toss. Surely that's a no ball. The umpire says no, apparently that wasn't. I disagree, but whatever. They'll go again. Oh, that's off the foot. I think that's out. That looked in line, and he's gone! Gone with the Yorker. Off the foot, and now T are in trouble. They are losing batters left, right, and centre here. They could challenge. They decide against it. It looked in line to me. That was definitely in line. Well, I must admit, the game says that hit like the side of the foot. LBW Longcat, Limewire gone for 1. And they're in trouble. U-Torrent coming out now. The last medal for T. If he's not able to rack up some runs, then B have won this.
Yeah, Chad.
Catches the call. Fielder won't be able to get there, and it's a 4 to start. U-Torrent has set the challenge for Longcat here. And it says if B wants to win, you'll have to get me out. Oh, we have a game, folks. The Pirate Bay is still out here, remember, this is a ranked player. 6 overs left, 58 needed. Ooh! Bouncing ball. 80 miles per hour, high as the call. I'm surprised it's not wide. Apparently they must have thought it was in his batting range. Trolled to death is 2 for 13. Nicely padded away. It will be a single, though. They could go for 2. They are going to go for 2. Oh, there's a mix-up here. But he was in his crease before he could... That was a fantastic throw, by the way, actually, from the ropes, pretty much. But they managed to sneak a second. It was a very late call there by the Pirate Bay to make that run, though. Almost got himself ran out. Remember, 9 and over is all they need. So 8 more here. 7 more here would be enough to help catch the run rate.
Yep.
Pirate Bay looks for the single. Oh, that's just wide. And a misfield there. They could have gone for another second. They decide against it. Troll to Death is very low on stamina, though. He's green conditioned. But his bowling will be a bit more crazy as such. And another 4 for you, Torrent. And now I'd be scared if I was B. You got a bowler who's not bowling accurately against a batsman who's smacking him for 4 every time it goes near his feet. .51 needed from 32 balls. Can you, Torrent, pull the soup?
Yeah.
Field is there. They'll only get a single. Oh, he dropped it. He's not picking it up. Now he's picking it up. Oh. Someone was telling me that B might be playing possum. I wonder if that was part of it. Last bowl of the over.
Yep.
Ooh, that's just found the single. Keeper's end is called.
End of the 15th over. The batting side are now 127 for 3.
127 for 3 as we enter the 5 last overs of the match. As you can see, the vastly different bowling style here by Long Cat coming back out now. 5 overs remaining.
Yep.
And a single is there. Run rate of 9.6 needed. Pirate Bay gets his single. Now U-Torrent is facing. That was interesting. Bit rude of that stumping there. There was no need. U-Torrent can get some 4s racked up off Long Cats. Then we'll have a game. Ooh! High? Maybe wide. Wide is cool. It's a 1 extra run. Every little bit helps, then they'll have to go and do the delivery again. 47 needed off 29.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful sweeping shot. That'll be an easy 4. Long Cat not happy. Don't want to be known as the bowler that's given up these boundaries. Already gave a free run as well. That's 6 off 2, technically. 4 more left in his over. 133 for 3. U-Torrent's in green conditioning.
Yep.
Nice slicing motion. He'll find the boundary again. This might slip for B. They have to get this wicket. Long Cat may be forcing the deliveries a bit too much. Green, half condition now. Green mentality still. Yorker coming up. No, went for mid-length. Went for the cheeky shot. They could go for 2. There's no one on keeper's end. They'll stay at 1 though. Very interesting. They could have risked 2, but decided against it. The Pirate Bay coming to face now. Not the wicket that they would want, but it would help disrupt the partnership.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Great sweeping shot, actually.
Hey, ball.
They're going for 2. Oh, this will be close. .36 needed off 25. Pirate Bay on 10 for 12. He's doing alright for a 0-ranked player. As soon as I say that, he gets hit right on the leg.
End of the 16th
Was going high.
The batting side
No LBW. Triforce coming out now.
change of bowling.
And they'll keep up this fast bowling attack. U-Torrent to face. 18 for 6. He's doing well.
Yep.
Nice sweeping shot. Finds the gap again. And another 4 for U-Torrent. They're on pace. B's looking at each other here. They're getting a little scared. My nigger T's doing well. They're looking to U-Torrent to carry them over. 32 needed off 23 balls. If U-Torrent can keep this up,
Yep.
then they're in with a chance. Oh, they're risking 2. And they got it. Yeah, B put a target of 175. It is on a knife's edge. They need the wicket. If U-Torrent goes, then B should win this. He's on 24 for 8 deliveries, though.
Yep.
And he's just been batting perfectly. Absolute masterclass. He's finding the gaps. These are the easiest 4s. And B are in trouble. They're in dire trouble. They need this wicket, and they need it now. Off 9 deliveries, he's on 28, I believe. Yep, 28 off 9. 26 needed now from 21 balls. They can't keep giving up these 4s. Swing and a miss. That's what they need. They need that sort of delivery. They need it to be a bit more online, though. If they can get an LBW, that'd be great. They've got 3 on... 1 on gully, 2 on slips.
Yep.
It'll be a single. This is getting close, folks. U-Torrent is playing perfectly, but Pirate Bay now facing. 25 needed from 19 balls. Oh, that's just inside.
End of the over. The batting side are now on 151 for 3.
151 for 3. 3 last overs. Delicious Lolly coming back out. 8.5 economy, not too bad. But the required run rate is only 8. They're currently above that. 8 runs and over will be enough. That's 2 boundaries and over. Yorker to start. Parried away. Fielder should get there. There should be a single. Oh, they're going for 2. Stamped! Gone! I think that's U-Torrent run out! U-Torrent has gone! They went for 2 when they didn't need to. The single could have been enough. Oh, well, they risked it. And now, you would have to say that's the game. There goes the last medal. No, sorry. I spoke too soon. That's the Pirate Bay gone. That's the 0 ranked player for T. Well, if there's no 0 ranked player for T, then they'll have a batter that will be somewhat competent. Filthy Leech coming out. This is a strategic run out, actually. The 0 ranked player is gone for T. U-Torrent is now facing with 5 balls to hit. This could be a T masterclass as he goes for another 4. A strategic run out to force U-Torrent to face, and it's a 6. Not a 4, even better. 103 yards on the 6. Delicious Lolly doesn't know what to do. She is shook. 18 runs needed from 16 balls. Waits the call. They can play it safe. U-Torrent's on 36 from 14 deliveries, which is fantastic. 18 needed off 15 balls. Oh, big hit. Catches the call. The outfield is there. Oh, he's caught! He's caught! U-Torrent is gone. He forced himself for the 6, which he didn't need to do. Huge wicket, and that's surely the game. We'll have to have a look at the footwork there. Did he go over the rope? No, apparently his back foot didn't touch it. That could have been 6, but U-Torrent is caught by 60 Spider-Man. And 50 pure Japanese titties now coming out now. 18 from 14 balls. This is still doable. But they have to get boundaries. They're relying on their non-medals now. And a swing and a miss. And it's wide. This is ridiculous. Wide is the call. They'll have to bowl again, and they get a run off. 17 from 14 needed. Well, no medals now. These are non-medal batters.
Yep.
This will be close. A single. It won't be enough. They need a boundary or 2 in it. This is doable still for T, but no medals. They're relying on their non-medals. Last bowl of the over. Yorker finds the gap. Will it reach the rope? They'll go for 2. And they'll stay. 162 for 5. Tia hanging on. 14 runs needed off 12 bowls. They just got to play it smart. Find their gaps. Look for those singles. If they can get a boundary in the 6, they'll be good, but they won't have to force it. Triforce coming out now. 0 for 29. Hasn't had the best luck. Swing! And it's caught by the keeper. High will be the call. Hopefully not wide. It is wide. It's a free run given. Triforce. Terrible delivery. And we're back. We're at 13 from 12. Triforce has not had the best day. Edged! Caught! How's that? Gone! 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 Huge wicket. The false sense of security. The trap was laid. B has been doing this perfectly. A little bit of trolling, if you would say. They could challenge. They decide against it. Beautiful pace. Easily edged, and a fantastic catch there by fucking saved. So angry. That Mongolian pawn box, or pawn folder I guess is his real name, coming out now as we enter the lower out. 13 needed from 11 balls. Triforce goes again. Swing and a miss, and it's just wide. Well, like they said, only a good hit or two will quickly put this game back on the knife. 13 needed from 10. That's just over 4 fours. Swing and a miss again! These dot balls are good for B. Well, T losing their medals. 175, it's a high target. It's impressive they got 163, but I just don't see them doing it unless they can start getting some runs. And here comes one now. Decide to go against the 2. This is getting exciting here, folks. They'll have to start swinging for the fences. They can't go on these dots and singles and 2s. 12 needed from 8. 3 4s or 2 6s.
Yep.
Another single. They could go for 2. They decide against it. Still got an over after this. 11 needed now. They have to swing. They have to swing and pray. There's 2 on slips, 2 on gully, 4 just below us here. What are they going to do? It's a Yorker. It's high. They'll sneak the single.
End of the 19th over. The batting side are now 166 for 6.
166 for 6. Check him, if you will. T hopes on the upper bracket rely on these non-medals. Mongolian pawn box is 1 for 4 in red conditioning. They need 9 runs off this over. Delicious Lolly to see us out. And the gap is found. There is a fielder there. Only a single. 10 needed from 5 balls now. This is close. A 6 and a 4 will do it, but do they have the power to do it? We did have a tie game in our last match. Will we have another? They need a boundary, a 6 or something. Edged along the ground. It didn't get underneath the fielder. That would have been a nice 4. Close. Very close. 9 from 4. Lolly doing a good spell. Single and a dot. She goes again. Ooh. They won LBW. I don't think that was in line. Umpire says no. They could challenge. What do they do? Decide against it. Maybe it wasn't in line. 8 from 3. They're on target here, B. T need to swing for this. They need to take the chance. They can't keep going for it. There we go. Just not enough power. It's only a single. 7 needed from 2 balls. 6 will tie it. 2 4s will win it. Delicious Lolly goes.
Yep.
Can't find the gap. It's a single. Here we go. Last ball of the over. A 6 to win it. 4 won't be enough. Last ball. If they manage to hit a 6 off this to win it, that would be amazing. But it might be too little too late for T. Here we go. Last ball. And it's up to Mongolian pawn box folder to get the 6. Delicious Lolly. Wide. Into the gap. And that's the game. B beat T by 6 runs. Well, they tried, but once the medals were gone, the non-medals just couldn't get any boundaries. By 5 runs, sorry, not 6. But B will move on to the next round, where they'll be facing Y in the second semi-final of the upper brackets, while T will fall. And I believe they will face... who will they face? T will be versing WSG in the second elimination game in the lower bracket. That was closer than it had any right to be. The batters tried their best of the medals for T, but eventually these catches on the boundaries were enough to keep him in. That last one, though, I thought maybe the foot hit the rope, but the umpire disagrees. Good LBW there, just off the foot. But, a good game nonetheless. U-Torrent did his best to try and rack up the score, but went for the 6 when he really didn't need to. Maybe if he kept batting those 4s, he would have done something special. There's the stumping. Play of the match, Long Cat, no surprise there, was 50 not out. Was 1 for 41, wasn't the best bowling though, as we looked. Rect was 49. Rule 34-22, Fensky 14. Limewire was 2 for 19. Did good bowling. Pirate Bay 10, U-Torrent 36, 99.8%, was only 2 away from a half century, and never fucking pay a Dolby. As we'll just look through the score here. Bowled by Limewire, 49, and then fell, Wrecked. Run out by Mood. That was done by Wrecked, trying to get him out. But yeah, 19 for 1, 15 for 2, 71 for 3, 80 for 4. 56, it was a good score. Best bowler was Limewire. Never fucking pay Adobe did terrible though. As we see here, the LBW by low Limewire. Expected him to last a little bit longer. U-Torrent trying his best, and so was never fucking paying Adobe. Long Cat was able to help towards the end there, but could have done a little better. 96 for 1, 122 for 2, 114 for 3. Just the fall of the wickets of the medals. As we end it there, well, I'll put it up to you guys. We can either have Y versus B.